Esther, the brave queen. Once upon a time in Persia, there lived a beautiful and courageous young woman named Esther. She was Jewish, but no one in the royal palace knew her true heritage. She lived with her cousin Mordecai, who had raised her like his own daughter after her parents died. One day, the powerful King Xerxes decided to find a new queen. Among many young women from across the empire, Esther was chosen for her beauty, grace, and kind heart. But under Mordecai's advice, she kept her Jewish identity a secret. As Queen Esther lived in the palace, far from the struggles of her people, but trouble was brewing. A proud and evil man named Haman, one of the king's top officials, hated the Jews, especially Mordecai, who refused to bow down to him. In his fury, Haman convinced King Xerxes to sign a law that would allow all the Jews in the empire to be killed on a specific day. Mordecai was heartbroken. He tore his clothes and wept in the streets. Then he sent a message to Esther. "You must go to the king and beg him to save our people." Esther was afraid. "No one is allowed to approach the king unless summoned," she replied. "If I go without being called, I could be killed unless he raises his golden scepter." But Mordecai challenged her with powerful words. "Who knows but that you have come to the royal position for such a time as this?" Esther thought deeply. Then she made a brave decision. She replied, "Go, gather all the Jews. Fast for me. I will go to the king, even if it costs me my life." After 3 days of fasting and prayer, Esther entered the king's court. She stood tall, though her heart raced. The king saw her hand raised his golden scepter. She was safe. Instead of begging right away, Esther invited the king and Haman to 2 royal banquets. At the second banquet, the king asked, "What is your request, Queen Esther?" "Even up to half the kingdom it shall be yours." Then Esther revealed her truth. "If I have found favor in your eyes, O king, please spare my life and the life of my people. We are to be destroyed by a man named Haman." The king was furious. Haman was terrified. That very day, Haman was punished, and the king gave Mordecai Haman's high position. Esther and Mordecai were allowed to write a new decree, one that saved the Jewish people across the land. Because of Esther's courage and faith, the Jews were delivered. Her story reminds us that one person's bravery can change history and that we must speak up for what is right, even when we are afraid. Even in fear, God can use your courage to save many. You may be placed in your position for such a time as this.